Hello, this is Ronnie. I'm back here with another clip about gold and silver. I want to mention that this time I'll be introducing an offer for my services at 50% off for the first year. So if you're interested, please stay on. I will provide more details at the end of this clip. Other than that, I wish you pleasant viewing and have a good break on Labor Day. Bye now. Okay, this is silver on the daily scale. Exciting development here in silver. Continued up and is reaching the critical resistance level at 18.5. The wave count that I'm using here and the wave count I'm using in gold is highly optimistic. Yes, is giving a lot of room to run here on the upside, and especially indicating that 18.5 is not going to be an obstacle. Okay, this is the theory, this is the expectation, this is, if you like, the forecast, but Mr. Market is going to approve that or not. That's the attitude that we have to take. We are aligning the best signals that we are seeing. We are comparing, we are checking with other related markets, and our conclusion is that it is very likely that it will continue higher. Okay, now if it stumbles and it begins to break down and it breaks under 17.3, you will see when I go to the details, if it breaks under 17.3, that's bad news. Bad news for the longs. There is going to be a delay. Yes, in terms of our triangle here, do you remember this long winding triangle? Silver could still accommodate this extension, although it's not, if you like, an ideal pattern, but in terms of the critical level that we have here, it has not been breached, not even tested. So yes, we could find ourselves reverting back to that triangle. It's not dead. That's what I would say at this point. Let's go and see the 60 minutes. Now here's the wave count that I'm using in the case of silver. I can't say it's perfect wave count, but it's reasonably okay. In gold it looks much better, much more proportional. Okay, last time I missed the intra moves here with the labeling, so it was not clear to some people. But this is what I think could stand for an okay wave count. Again, it's not ideal. It's quite possible I'll be the first one to say that I might miss something here, but this is a wave count that I will be working with for now. That is a 1 2 1 2, when we had a 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 3 4 5. Perfect. Bounced, gave us the fifth leg, came down. Now you begin to see why I think that this level is critical, coming at 17.3, because if it weakens to the extent of breaking under this level, first of all, it's going to go out of this rising channel that you see, upsloping channel, which is not a good thing. But the more critical thing is that it's got absolutely nothing to do here now. This is supposed to be a fired up move. It's supposed to be a very powerful move. What it's doing here? It's got nothing to do here. It's here because it intends to go there. Do you see? It's not here to check support and bounce back, because the wave count doesn't look like it is going to accommodate such a development. Again, I could be wrong, but at this point in time, that's what I see as likely. So I think that that is a point. If it breaks 17.3, it's time for you to be cautious. I'm not saying silver is going into a complete meltdown. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is that silver could enter a lengthy leg, corrective leg on the downside here. Okay, right now the ideal situation for the bulls is to see silver basically correcting up and down between 18.2 to 17.6 or so, something like that. In fact, what we are seeking a move that will resemble the scale that you see here. Okay, so if this is an hourly scale, yes, so imagine how many hours passed to produce this pattern. Okay, so the same thing could actually play out here, and maybe even longer, because normally fourth wave are longer than second waves. So that is my observation currently for silver. Let's see gold. Now you can see gold also took off spectacularly here, and it is pretty apparent that 1300 is an absolutely critical level. Okay, I already indicated it in the past. You can see the channel going up. It spiked higher outside the channel. It has not reached so far the ultimate critical level that we have here at 1376. Yes, it is not very far, but it hasn't really gone that extra mile for now to touch it or to challenge this area. The wave count that I'm using is very similar to what I have in the case of silver. In essence, the stretch high that you see here is taken as a giant third wave, the third wave on this scale, and could be part of the big C going up. Sorry, part of the big C going up, or could be actually a 1-2. If it is a 1-2, then it's super optimistic. Okay, so it tells us it's going to go up and up for many months, for years. Okay, but let's not jump the gun. There is time for this interpretation. I mean, the very higher scale. Let's just focus on what's happening here. Let's take the 60 minutes, and you will see the wave count. Here's what I think is making sense. In fact, it worked quite well for us during the week. It really worked well, and that's what we are looking at here. That's the hourly with a 1-2, and that's your 1, that's your 2. Okay, it's a similar twist like we had in silver. And again, some might not think it is the most ideal wave count, but I think that we have reasonably good structure beginning from this spot. In fact, I would say it looks excellent. That is a 1-2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3, 4, 5. Looks great. This move looks very clear. The structure from the floor up to here, it's not terribly clear. It's not terribly clear, and there is room, if you like, for improvement. Some of you might like this, and I would say it's not without merit. Some of you might consider that this could be the first leg. Okay, with different subdivisions to be applied here, and that could be the first leg, that's the second, and you don't have a 1-2, 1-2 structure. You just start like this, 1-2, and that's perhaps your third. Okay, either way, if we look at structure evolving, I would suggest that first of all, this is without question extremely critical level right here. If it is a 1-2, 1-2, even if it is just a 1, 2, 3, 4, it's got nothing to do here, absolutely nothing. Nothing in the world. Yeah, it's got nothing to do here. In fact, I would go one step further. For those who are really focused on gold, look at 1326, this level. We don't really want to see it closing on a daily basis under 1326. That already will be a sign of weakness. It's not good. It's not good. If it comes down, it touches 1326, yeah, and it bounces back like that. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. It tells you, yeah, it is defining the boundaries of the next trading range as it is going to eventually pull higher. Okay, that's in fact my preferred reading. I think that is the thing that is almost certainly going to play out here. Okay, so that's the way I treat it. Gold is likely to continue high in the weeks to come. This is the chart of GDX. It's the gold miners ETF, and it presents a very bullish scenario here. On the daily scale, I'm showing you a possible 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. That's a tiny 1-2. What I would like to emphasize is that I think that the move that started right here is indeed showing a movement that is not complete, and the movement is inside now a third wave. It's showing us a third wave basically in a stretch here, and it is almost certainly, if I'm reading it right, is almost certainly saying it's going to jump above this level. And I will not be surprised one bit by the time the third wave on the blue scale is over. This movement could take this ETF. You see, this is my 1-2. I think there's another 1-2 here, and there's another tiny 1-2 here. That could be a 3-4, 3-4, 3-4. Yeah, it's going to be like that. So it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. We're going to reach this level, and that's going to be your third wave on this scale, on the blue scale. And then I would imagine we're going to have some setback, basically correction. Okay, correction that would look like that. Like that. And that's substantial. It's about 1 month. Okay, so it's going to go sideways, something like that, and then the breakout. And then the breakout above this level, and then it's going to continue to run. In short, this is looking very promising for the weeks and months to come. Here's the weekly scale with a fairly intriguing setup here on the weekly scale. Can you imagine if it reaches just above 30, let's say 31 right here, and it stalls here for, let's say, 2-3 months. What it's telling us is that it's preparing to break out above this resistance level, and you are going to measure the inverse head and shoulders, giant inverse head and shoulders that you have here. And if we get the projection of this, that's going to carry 12.5 to 32, let's say that's 20, is going to take it up to 50, 52. It's going to take it up there. Really heady stuff. Yeah, well, the concept is that at some point we're going to go back there. Yeah, that's going to send the dollar index way lower over the next several years. This is the projection. Very, very interesting. Hello again. I'm here with more details about the offer concerning my services. So that's the website, that's the homepage. And in order to get onto the website, you simply go for www.wavemasteryallinoneword.com. You find this page. There are quite a few articles that I wrote over time here. You may want to take a look what this website is about. Is this website for me? Psychology and trading, trading and the arts, why join? Could give you some ideas which direction I'm going with this website. Here under subscribe here, this is the standard price, so you don't want this, you want this tab. This tab takes you to the special promotional offer that will expire on the 18th. And in essence, what's happening is that I'm allowing you to enter the service at 50% off the normal price for the first year. There is a trial. It costs only €9.99 for 1 week if it is a daily service, so you get videos every day, also Saturday. It includes the weekend service. And I encourage you to read the text here. You see, normally the price is €159 per month. During the offer, when the offer is valid, you can have it at 79 per month plus VAT. VAT applies chiefly for people who come from Europe, but people who come from the UK, the US, Australia, Japan, other countries outside Europe, they don't pay VAT. If you are interested, you go down here and you have a whole menu here with all the different countries. You select your country. If you come from Europe, EU country is probably going to figure somewhere around here, and the price is going to be inclusive of VAT. Okay, so it's important that you select the right tab here. If you come from the US, the UK, Belgium, or Australia, or Japan, China, whatever, you don't pay VAT, and you select this tab. You go for subscribe, you click on the button here. It takes you to the PayPal page with the offer, and you can see it starts with $9.99 for the trial. And once the trial is over, after 7 days, if you like what you see, you do nothing, and your card will be charged $79 each month for 12 consecutive months. So you're not obliged to stay for 12 months. You can cancel at any time. You don't get a refund for the period that passed, but you will have access up to the expiration of the month, yeah, in which you cancel. Yes. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. After you pay you will be directed back to the website where you're supposed to fill in a form, membership form, with your username, password, details of your address. It's especially necessary for VAT control. If you don't pay VAT, I really need you details, okay, in case there is control. So in short, you fill in this form and you head on to the website. You fall on the page for which you subscribe. If you subscribe to daily service, it's going to take you to the daily service. If you subscribe to the weekend service, it's going to take you to the page of the weekend service. Okay, so that's essentially the situation here with the daily service. The weekend covers, the weekend service covers only the videos during the weekends. The trial is lasting 2 weeks, meaning you get access to 2 long videos, fresh videos, for $4.99, and the same thing applies. You like what you see, you don't do anything after 2 weeks, your card will be charged. Instead of $59 per month, it's $29 per month. Again, VAT applies mainly to European countries, and you select your country again from here and you go through the same process. So that is essentially the offer. You have a bit of time to think about it, but if you want to take advantage of it to see what's going on in the markets, there's some very exciting setups currently building up in the stock market, in gold and silver. You are encouraged to take the plunge, as they say. Okay, so that's the offer. You can reach the special promotional offer page also through the resources sector, which is right here at the bottom. Do you see? Otherwise, the resources sector has some interesting charts here. Chart gallery, chart galore, 1, 2, 3. If you click on that, it takes you to a page with lots of charts with basically wave counts that are examples to what you can do with this principle that I'm working with. Yes, the Elliott wave principle. Lots of charts. For those who like charts, this is ideal. You can go through this. It covers many markets throughout, you know, with lots of history. There's really a substantial amount of charts here. Okay, so that's resources, useful links, pretty standard stuff. Telling you a few things that I'm familiar with. Recommended reading list. You can find some gems here if you are into reading. I put quite a few books. I have, of course, read many more books than what you see here, but the books that appear here are books that really left a lasting impression on me, and I would think that they're really well worth your time. Private policy terms of use, fairly standard. I don't mess up with you details, not at all. Contact us. You have any question whatsoever, put here name, email address. Make sure you get the right address, otherwise I can't get back to you. Here your message, you have to complete that. Yeah, put the right figure here, submit. It reaches me and I will answer when I can. I am in Belgium, so if you write to me, if you're in the US and I'm having my rest, I obviously won't react on the spot, but just give me a few hours. As soon as I see your email, of course, I'll react. Also, in case you go through the registration process, the payment, and things somehow you have a bump on the road, something doesn't work, you don't manage to finish to fill in the subscription form, you don't get access, there is an issue, whatever, don't worry, write to me. I can sort it out for you. I can always find a solution, and you'll be satisfied, I am pretty sure. Other than that, in general, if you have a question concerning the servers, things that you are interested to know, like which markets I cover, what I can do for you, my service is still at, if you like, at a level that I can relate to my subscribers on an individual basis. Okay, so if you have a question, you have a position, you are very keen to know what's going on. Can I give you an opinion? Yes, I can give you an opinion. I do not give a personal advice, but there is nothing in the world that stops me from commenting or passing or carrying out a technical analysis on a particular stock or particular market and communicating to you my analysis. And then it's up to you. You do what you find is right in your circumstances. So that's about it. I hope you decide to take the trial, see what it's about. I cover a lot of markets. You will see immediately the logic of why it makes sense to cover so many markets. You see the linkages between the markets and how they reinforce each other and what inverse relationship you have with certain markets. In short, it's really very, very useful. So that's all. Hope to see you on my website. Hope to welcome you as a subscriber or a trial member. Wish you the best. Good trading. Bye now.